Hi, my name is Jamie Hughes, and I'm an actor based in Los Angeles, California. I work in theater, film, television, and commercials. Thank you so much for watching.
Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. For today, we have on the show none other than the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary Jamie. Jamie, how are you today?
I'm amazing, especially after that introduction. Wow. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to have an incredible, badass Thursday than to be chatting with someone as badass as you? You know, what else can I ask right now?
You're so sweet. Thank you.
Of course, all the time. Now, before we start, I do want to thank those for watching. Now, in the description below, you're going to find all of Jamie's social media. Now, let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Jamie. She's incredible. And we are gonna about to find out why she's incredible and amazing. Now, without further more, let's jump in. So tell me, what drew you to acting? Like, was there a specific moment or experience that made you be like, you know what, this is my passion, I want to do that?
hmm I can very clearly remember the exact moment that I wanted to be an actor. I was 9 years old in the fourth grade, and I was cast as the Wicked Witch of the West
Okay.
in, in The Wizard of Oz for our fourth grade play. And I remember the audition was doing an excerpt from the script, and I went in, just fully went out in the accent, the cackle. I went full Wicked Witch of the West, and I got the role. And then when I did the show and I stepped out on that stage, and there was people laughing and cheering and excited, then I realized, wow, this feels like the right place for me to be. I love entertaining. I love making people feel something, and I love telling a story. And that's what, ever since then, I've stuck with acting. It's now been about, 15 years,
Wow.
and I'm still doing it.
There
Yeah.
you go. So starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Now we're here. We are
That's
here in the living room.
There you go. I love it. But tell me, how do you continue to challenge yourself and grow as an actor at the same time?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's never a point when you stop learning and stop growing, because as people, we never stop learning and growing as people as we grow and mature in our lives. I guess the one thing that I continuously try to do is always go for a role or a part that's the next level up from what I've done, rather than doing the easy same thing over and over again. Um, we were just talking right before this about the rat race of the nine
Yeah,
to five and how it's just not suited for me. So always challenging myself, growing, and reading and keeping up on the research of what's going on in the industry, reading Deadline, what are actors doing, what's being made. All of that stuff is always going to push me forward and help me evolve as a performer.
absolutely. Yeah, okay. I love that. And I find it interesting. Yeah, I would say interesting, or yeah, interesting. The fact that even till this day, whenever you want to say I want to become an actor, musician, athlete, like those type of branches, let's say, even till this day, people will still consider it that you're crazy, that you should go for something stable, When the other day I was talking about this, that when you think about it, actors and office job are kind of the same thing somehow, because I mean, for example, when you don't have a job, what are you gonna do? You're gonna find, job interviews here and there, which would be like auditions somehow. And then you can get 50 or 60 job interviews and not get anything, and the same thing happened with the audition. So my point here is that at the end of the day, I do think that everything, of course, has his different grade of complexity, which I understand, but at the same time, it's somehow the same. You know what I mean? So I find interesting that even till this day, we still have like this idea that if you wanna go this path, it's like either you're crazy or you're gonna starve, you're gonna be homeless, things like that. So
Yeah, no, there's definitely nothing stable about being an actor, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, focusing a little bit into the whole, character creation. Tell me, how do you approach getting into the whole mindset of a character? Do you have like a specific techniques, or perhaps a ritual? Like, what is your thing to getting to this whole journey, let's say?
Yeah, yeah. Well, every role that comes across my table, and I'm fortunate enough to sink my teeth into, I really get nerdy at first. I really like researching, you know, where are we in the play or the film or the commercial, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Where are we? You know, what does my character, where do they fit in this society? What do they wear every day when they get up in the morning? Really getting into the nitty gritty of the research. And, you know, if it's a specific time period, you know, it's important to know what's going on in society during that time as well, because that's always going to influence knowing your character too. For me, my one little ritual that I love to do, I love music. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like the heartbeat of my soul. I'm always having something playing in the background, even if it's just, you know, something relaxing.
Yeah.
And for me, every time I get a character, I like to make a playlist for them. Either it's the playlist that that character would listen to, or that's going to help me drop into the role at any given moment. So, say we're on set and I need to drop into whatever world we're in. I'll put on the playlist. It helps me drop in very effectively, and then I'm ready to go, ready to be in the scene.
Mhm.
Uh, Same thing for a play. Yeah, I like to build a playlist for the character, or even just, yeah, whatever sort of music will get me there. And yeah, that's how that's one of my little prep secrets.
That's pretty cool, and also give you the opportunity at the same time to learn to discover new music.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
and now that we talk a little bit about music, tell me what is your favorite song at the moment?
It'll have to be Peggy Goo, and it goes like, and then in parentheses, na na na. It's a house song, very disco house
Okay.
song, sort of like the song of the summer right
Mhm.
now. We
Mhm.
were just at a music festival in Palm Springs, and every DJ played that song, and it was so much fun. It's such a fun
That's
song.
incredible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't listened to that, but I'm gonna make sure to put it on my list for sure. I love it.
I will send you the link.
Sounds like a plan. All right. And tell me, is there like a particular genre or type of character that you haven't portrayed so far, but you would love to explore that in the future?
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate with the diversity and roles that I have played
Mhm.
over the years. Very, very fortunate for that. I would say the genre that I would really like to dig in deep, and that I have yet to do that, is action adventure. Anything from like an Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm.
Uh, what One of my favorite movies that actually made me want to be an actor was The Mummy, the
Okay. Yeah,
1999
yeah.
version
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
Brendan Fraser
Yeah,
and
absolutely, absolutely.
one of my favorite movies of all time. I would love to do a movie like that with, you know, the action, comedy, adventure, all of that sort of thing. I've also been dying to do my own stunts. I've done a couple fight scenes in other projects that I've done, but I'm
Mhm.
also a swimmer. I've been swimming since I was young as well, and it's
Alright.
something that I'm getting back into. I practice 3 times a week, and so
Yeah.
the next step in my career, I think, will be doing some more stunt work. I've always been fascinated by it. Just watching Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible growing
Right?
up. My mom, bless her, she, you know, showed me Tom Cruise at a very young age, and she said, "That guy does his own stunts." And I'm like, "I can do my own stunts."
Yeah.
I love doing crazy shit. Like, I would love to jump out of an airplane for a
Right?
movie.
Right?
Awesome.
I mean, he does really epic, cool, of course, super dangerous, but really exciting stuff. And the fact that that he do like his own stunts and that also he gets the chance to be like super involved
Mhm.
in a project he's in. I mean, it also shows you how much he loves it, and also the fact that he really takes into consideration the fact that people are gonna watch it. People like regular people, who will pay for the cinema to watch our film needs to, we need to make sure that it's a really cool one. And for that, I mean, that is like Top Gun and the last Mission Impossible. I mean, they're really cool stuff. The fact that as I said before, that he really puts the extra effort to it. So
Yeah, I've always said he's an adventure man who just happens to also be an actor rather than an actor who does his own
yeah,
stunts.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
He
yeah,
still gets to jump out of airplanes and skydive and ride motorcycles off cliffs, which I think is great.
yeah, yeah, I would, yeah,
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, the fact, yeah, I mean, he's definitely on top of my favorite actors so far, and also I would say on my top of most bad. I mean, I would say that he's like the godfather of the badass. You know what I mean? That, yeah, he's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, I love him. I love him. Now, moving forward here, tell me, have you ever had like any role that made a significant impact on you personally? And if it did, how did it affected you?
Yeah. There was a role that I played when I was attending college. It was Ilsa in Spring Awakening,
Yeah.
not the musical, but the actual original German play by Frank Witteken.
Mhm.
And I remember during that whole rehearsal process, the actor who was playing Moritz and I were really struggling to find the heart of the scene, because she only appears in one scene. Well, sorry, she appears later on, but in a very short part. She really is only in this one scene. And she's a runaway from home, and she comes to meet Moritz, and we were struggling so much. And then finally, 2 days before the show opened, we had a breakthrough. And what really came down was the heart of the scene was, this is the last scene that, and the last person that the character of Moritz talks to before he takes his own life.
Mm.
And Ilsa's whole, I'm getting a little like goosebumps thinking about it, because it was such a beautiful moment. But she's the last person that he speaks to, and she says, you know, life gets so much better when you've grown up, and when you leave your parents, your oppressive parents, it's going to be okay. And she's like, come with me. She's trying to save him, essentially.
Yeah.
And eventually he says no. It's very, very tragic, but that just had such a profound effect on me. Because as much as we do want to try to be the best versions of ourselves, and be there for people, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it has to be the person, it's up to them to be able to find their own
Yeah.
happiness, purpose, whatever it is. And it's also a reflection of like, that's sort of what we all are chasing as people, is hopefully to find happiness and purpose in this world. So yeah,
Mhm.
that part definitely had a very, then that show in general was just one of the like meatiest, best things I ever did.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, and it's true.
fond memories of that show.
And it's true the fact that you, I mean, that at the end, the fact that you, I mean, we all want to achieve that best version of ourselves, which
Mhm.
I have discovered that it tends to be a huge pain in the butt. Like,
Oh,
and I was also talking about this the other day, that feeling miserable, sad, angry, and not do anything is like the easiest thing ever.
yep.
But be optimistic, super positive, working hard, and things like that. It's like one of the most I mean, craziest things. I mean, and I think it happens to all of us, right? That we wake up and we're like, today's gonna be a great day. Nothing's gonna stop me, and then something happens, and you're like, ah, crap. You know what I mean? I think that is something inevitable, but I do think that it's a process. That it's a work in process, that you need to go one step at a time in order to achieve that version. And once you achieve it, I'm super sure that it's going to be even another greater version. You want to achieve that as well. So yeah, but
Yeah,
at the end it's possible. So
yeah, totally. And I think for me too, like, maybe it's a side note, but I lost my dad about 4 years ago,
mm,
and it was right after I had graduated UCLA. I was on the highest of highs, and 2 weeks later, my dad passed away very suddenly. And I think ever since then, nothing in my day to day can be as sad or bad as
yeah,
that
absolutely,
tragedy. And
absolutely.
so I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a little delusional, but it's like, why am I getting mad at somebody cutting me off on the road? Like, why am I wasting my energy over it? You know, there's more things to be upset about
Mm-hmm.
than
Mm-hmm.
small stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there. Yeah, yeah. Because if you put your attention into something so ridiculous as that, I mean, you never know, and that can cause to another problem and to another problem, and then to this huge series of tragic events. I mean,
Yeah.
that at the end you were like, I could have just go my way and ignoring that person, and nothing would have happened. So yeah, it's all about perspective, I would say. And yeah, it's true. I mean, there are, like, when you put into perspective what is important and what is not, I do think that life tends to be like more easy, then you're like, okay, I got it. So
Totally.
yeah. Okay. Now, how do you handle the whole pressure and expectations, when you are about to play a character? I do think, I mean, it's inevitable, right? So how you manage to keep those thoughts off and to focus on giving us the most badass performance as you always do?
Oh, the biggest thing for me is just to breathe. Throughout, I mean, I've been so lucky and grateful to have such an amazing support system of people that have supported me throughout my whole career. I had parents who loved me and took care of me, and then wanted me to just be the best version of myself, and always supported my acting career too. So putting that extra pressure on myself, because I've always done that, and you always want to put pressure on yourself to like be the best. But I think allowing yourself and giving yourself that grace, to just breathe and to just realize, hey, you know it's one role. If something does go wrong, which it probably won't,
Yeah.
um you'll be okay. Like, you're still gonna be able to audition and have jobs and everything like that too. um you know at least I'm not in that point where I have this crazy platform or this whole image to maintain yet. But when we get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I think the less pressure I can put on myself when I'm bringing myself to a new role is probably the best.
Hmm. Yeah, I
You
agree.
know,
Yeah. I
just
mean,
knowing that everything is going to be okay and it's going to work out.
we all know that at some point you're gonna reach into that stage. We all know that. I mean, it's inevitable.
Never will. Yes, we will, Dan.
There you go. There you go. And tell me, what do you enjoy the most? Like the most, yeah. Like, what is your number one thing
Hmm.
about bringing a character to life? Like what? Yeah, like what? Yeah, what do you enjoy the most? Yeah.
Oh, what do I enjoy the most? Everything. No. um, I love bringing little bits and pieces of myself to every character. Because at the end of the day, it's really just words on a page until someone
Totally.
does something with it. Um, and then I think the other thing that is so great about playing a character is also losing yourself. And when you do a scene and then you finish the scene and then you look back and you can't remember what happened because you were just so present and you were so in it, that's fun. That's, I think, why I keep coming back to this craziness. Like, that's what keeps me coming back all the time, is just yeah, having fun.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. It's a fun job. Like, why we don't need to put all this extra, like, there's already a lot of other weight and pressure of other shit to deal with. At least when you're acting, you can have fun.
Yeah. I mean, you get the chance to do so many stuff. I mean, from
Yeah.
I don't know, from being a president to lawyer to cop to alien to superhero. I mean, everything.
Yeah. It's a blast. It's
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
I
It's
agree.
yeah.
I agree. Now, let's say that one day I call you, right? And I tell you that I want to become an actor. Now, here's the thing. I have zero experience. So based on what you know, what do you think would be a good place for me to start?
If you've never acted ever before.
I mean, in high school, but that doesn't really count. So
It does count. It does count. Never discredit your high school training. That's training.
okay.
Um, if you called me one day and said I have zero experience, but you did a high school play, which is
Two.
you did two high school plays. Okay, okay.
I did too.
Um, and do you really want to pursue acting?
Yeah,
That's
why
all.
not? Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have to really love it.
Okay.
Like, love it almost more than breathing, because it's not an easy business.
Mm.
If it was easy, then everybody would do it. And that's not that's not to deter anybody. Like, if you want to pursue this, absolutely pursue it, but it's a very long journey that never ends. Like, it is a roller coaster that you get on and you never get off, and like that's the beauty of it, and also one of the things that why people end up leaving after a certain amount of years too. So if you really are serious about it, you have to really love it and know that it is not something where, like, I'm going to win my Oscar when I'm 30 and then I get booked for the rest of my life. Like, you're still in it, you know?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I think there was I can't remember if it was Angela Bassett, or I think it might have been Angela Bassett won an Oscar one year. And the story goes, she didn't have an audition for like 18 months after she won her Oscar. 18 months, because I
No.
guess it just like wasn't a part of. I'm like, that's crazy. She won an Oscar. So that's one of those things that you just have to remind yourself, you're in it for the long haul, but it is a long and beautiful and crazy journey that it's why I'm still here, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And also you can take as an example Brendan Fraser. I mean, he was away like what, 10 years, 12 years, then he comes back, does a film, wins an Oscar, boom.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Even after you win the Oscar, you're still pursuing the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
still pursuing the next role, the next story, what you want to do. So there's never a point where you're done.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be a hunger for more.
There you
But
go.
this is also human nature, right?
Yeah. And I tell you what, if I ever become an actor and at some point I will win an award, I mean that's inevitable. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I will be mentioning you in my thank you speech.
That's so sweet, Dan. I'll be mentioning you in mine.
Sounds like a plan. We got it. I love it. Now, what has been the most important lesson you have learned throughout your acting career?
Ooh, that's a good one. Most important lesson. Oh, it's okay to take breaks.
Hmm.
It is okay to take breaks. The entertainment industry was here before you, and it will be here long after
After
you.
you.
And it is okay to say, I'm gonna take 6 months off and then come back later. You know, it's so easy in the world that we're like, so everything's just so fast paced and everybody's doing everything like 100% all the time, and all you're seeing is success on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, and it's exhausting, and you're only getting the highlight reels of everybody's life, but you have to stop yourself from burnout,
Mm-hmm.
especially as an artist, because this career is so emotionally, physically, mentally taxing on your body, your spirit, everything, that it is so important. And um I'm trying to check my privilege when I say this, because I know not everyone can afford financially to take a break, but like,
Totally.
it's not like I work, I work two other jobs just to pay for this career, like I've barely broken even. I think maybe this will be the first year where I see some profit in my business as an actor, and I'm 4 years in. It's a very taxing and financially taxing career at the start, that it's important to give yourself a break, even if it's just like a 3-day vacation in an Airbnb, just to get your mind out of LA or whatever, wherever you are, just to reset and to
Yeah.
yeah, just to regain some focus, and then also to gain inspiration. I can't tell you how many times I've gone on a little camping trip with friends, and I come back with so much inspiration of just because I've reconnected with nature and music and people that I love, that I feel more inspired
Mm-hmm.
to get to do what I do as an artist.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. Just go easy on yourself because it's already hard enough.
Yeah, like this whole this whole idea of work 24/7, you're gonna sleep when you die, things like that.
Yeah.
Perhaps for some people that work and that's fine, or maybe that thing you could apply it when you're working out, in the gym, go for it,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
like in general, like that lifestyle, or like that idea, at least to me, is not I mean, it's not cool, because you stop enjoying things. You stop enjoying, for example, it happened to me recently that, for example, with this podcast, that I started to work super hard, and and editing and focusing on edit 4 or 5 videos every day, and posting, and not giving myself time even to eat, for example, something so simple as eat.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
ended up happening at some point is that I started to get tired and annoyed about this whole thing. I was like, this is not fun. I hate it. But later on, you start to discover that it's okay for you to say, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna close my laptop, throw my phone away. I'm gonna watch a film, and you know,
Yeah.
call call a day off, and just be enjoying time for myself, or be with my dog if you have pets, or whatever you want. But to take time to take care of yourself, because you're not a machine. I mean, we're not machines. And if you put too much pressure to it, I mean, at the end of the day, your body, your instrument, is what makes you able, to perform, to work, to do whatever. And if you do not pay attention to that every now and then, to take a nap, or something so silly as to just do nothing,
Yeah.
it can have some really bad repercussions later on. So
I totally agree. Yeah. I um just more recently ignited my love for working out and physical activity, and I'm swimming 3 days a week. I'm doing yoga. Hope like I try to do at least just 20 minutes of stretching every day because I'm like started feeling stiff as a board, and I'm like if I cannot start feeling stiff now because it's only going to get worse.
yeah,
So it's so important, like you said, to take care of your instrument. That's the one thing that's going to carry you through this whole thing. And if you don't take care of everything in here, then you can't do anything out there.
totally,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think that is the biggest misconception people have about actors?
That we're all rich and famous. We're not all rich and famous. um yeah, and I say this with a lot of love. Again, back to like my whole wonderful support system.
Yeah.
But even when I go home and visit family, and they're like, "Oh, remember me when you're rich and famous," and I'm like, "Oh, that'd be like so great if I was, because I'm just not. At the moment,
Mm-hmm.
not yet, not yet."
Not
Um,
yet. True.
but yeah, no, I think it's very easy to see like, okay, there's like Brad Pitt and there's Kim Kardashian, like everybody's like rich in a Beverly Hills mansion, and that's just not true, because being a celebrity is another job on top of being whatever artist you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
An actor, director, singer, dancer, model. Being a celebrity is a different job from that.
Totally.
And it's up to you if you really want to like take all that on, and sometimes you don't choose it. Sometimes you have a hit show overnight, and then you're on the map. And it's up to you if you want to keep up that momentum, because there's plenty of people that don't keep up the momentum of like keeping on the press shows and all the cycles, and you know doing magazine covers and things like that. There's
Mm,
plenty of people, a lot of the the greats in the game that just don't do
totally.
that anymore, and good for them. But I think it's up to you. It's your choice if that's what you want to do. Everyone's different, but yeah, biggest misconception about actors: we're not all rich and famous. In fact, most actors that I know are working at least one other job, at least. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, I work two jobs. I serve at a restaurant. I work at Universal Studios Hollywood, in the Harry Potter world, doing a show.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, it's really fun, in Ollivander's wand shop. So I have a little show there. And then I'm also sort of I would guess you could call it a series regular on a web series that's you know, when what they call me when they need me kind of thing. So it's like there's always other jobs. And I also do headshot photography. Like there's like 100 things that I do for income.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
You know, it's
Mhm.
about diversifying, you know. Again, I was like, I couldn't do the 9 to 5, and so I'm not.
I love it. And the other day I saw this interview with, I think is Seth Rogen. Yeah, yeah, okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I saw like a piece of an interview he had, and he was saying that if you quit, no, if you don't quit, you might make it, and if you quit, you're never gonna make it. And he also mentions an example, for example, with this actor Ian McKellen, and then he was like, I mean, Ian McKellen became famous when he was on his 60s. Before that, nobody knew who he was. But then he appeared as Magneto and the X-Men, and then as Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, and he became famous. And there are like so many things that sometimes in the most unexpected ways, then everything changes. And that resonates me because it's true. I mean, you never know. And
Mhm.
at the same time, it's true. If you somehow you're like, you know what, I'm gonna quit, F it, and I'm not gonna do anything for this, and I'm not gonna pursue that anymore, then your chances to actually make it are zero now. And which is crazy. And with the actors too, this misconception, I mean, even with this platform, with my podcast, whenever I would say, or if someone asked me what do I have in my podcast, and I say I interview actors, the question they always ask me is, who is the most famous?
Yeah.
you know
Like
and
we're all like obsessed with the idea of fame, which is so funny. And you know that the idea of making it, and like we were saying earlier, like there's never a point of making it. And the funny thing is that I always said, like, working in film, like a film, a
yeah.
show, a play, and commercial, if I could be doing that, then like I've made it. And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, wait, I've been in a movie, I've been on a TV show, now I've been in a commercial. I'm like, wait, I'm making it. Like I am
Hmm.
making it, you know? And I'm happy with that. You know, like I'm always pursuing more, but you know, that we also have to like I also am guilty of this, not giving myself enough credit. And I don't think actors are good about this either, giving
Hmm.
themselves credit for the actual stuff that they've done, you know? Um it's a long road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true, it's
Yeah.
true.
And
But
and before, yeah, Ian McKellen was Magneto, you know, he had a probably very long career of theater, you know?
that's the thing. I mean, if I ask someone, mention one thing about, yeah, tell me about a project that Ian McKellen was before X-Men and Gandalf, you know that's it. I rest my case. Exactly. And yeah, I find that very hilarious when they ask me that question. And whenever they ask me that, I would say, well, it depends. It depends what you're into. If you are into the indie stuff, I have interview this and that. If you're more into commercials, this one. If you're into theater, this one. If you're voiceover, this one. I mean, and not because like that, like this idea, right, that until you're famous, then you're gonna be able to say I did it. You know what I mean? Which I find it, you know, ridiculous at some point. So
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. Now, moving on here. Tell me, if your life were a sitcom, tell me what would be the title, but also who would like to play your version?
Right. You know what? I actually had to like write this down and think about it for a minute because
Take your time. Take your
um
time.
yeah, if my life were a sitcom, it
Hmm.
would be Jamie Tries Blank. And it would just be something different every week because I'm I have a problem staying still. Like I'm a homebody. I love being at home, but I will literally try anything once. You know, I've
Yeah.
done everything from I snow ski, I water ski, I wakeboard, I'm a nerd. I like playing The Sims, I can bartend, I can make drinks, I just will do I go to music festivals, I rave. I just got into a light whip, which is really fun, which is like you're like dancing with this like fiber optic light whip.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen
very
it
cool.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my new hobby, my new endeavor.
Well,
Um swimming. So it would definitely be like Jamie tries blank, and it would just be something crazy every episode, something new.
Okay.
And as
Okay.
far as who would play me, I would want to say a young Meryl Streep, because she's just bloody brilliant, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
And because we share the same zodiac sign. We are both cancers. So
Okay.
yeah, that's just a fun fact. Meryl Streep is her sun sign's a Cancer, and so am I.
That's
And
interesting.
yeah, if I had young Meryl Streep, I would
Mm,
cast her.
mm. You know, fun fact. I'm also Cancer, and I tend to be the exact same thing, that I want to try something different every now and then. For example, yeah, like the other day I started. Well, it's been a while, but back like almost like 10 years ago, I used to be a DJ. You know, and then I was
Yeah,
like, I'm just gonna return. I have like all the equipment here with me. I'm gonna redo it again, and like I always tend to keep my mind distracted and to create either stuff or to do something new. So I find it
yeah.
pretty cool. And also the fact that you mentioned Meryl Streep, it's interesting because for most actors that I have met, that I have asked this question, like 99, like 98% of people have told me Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Oh, she's great. Well, she's
Yeah,
lovely.
she's amazing. Yeah, but
She's wonderful.
yeah.
But I mean, we're watching. My roommate and I are watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building
Mm-hmm.
right
Mm-hmm.
now. That has Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and then uh, for the season, Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep are guest stars, or guest, series regulars on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Meryl Streep, I forget that she can like sing. She has pipes. And I read her biography several years ago. I should probably reread it. But yeah, she started doing opera at a very, very young age, and just has like an amazing career of how she just has stuck, with it, and was in a traveling theater group for a while, and then was in Shakespeare in the Park, and really got a lot
Yeah.
of notice from there. But yeah, she's bloody brilliant.
There you go. There you go. Now, let's say, that one day they're gonna make a film which goes, all of the characters you have played at the moment,
Yeah.
they're all gonna gather to celebrate your birthday.
Uh-huh.
Now here's the thing, we need a title. So what will be the title of that film?
Shakespeare's kick-ass bisexuals.
Okay.
So yeah, I've done a lot of Shakespeare in my day,
Mm-hmm.
and I've played a lot of badass women,
Okay.
and a good handful of them are either gay or bisexual. So, that's just
Yeah, that's
that's
the way
just
it
what I
is.
do, and that's me.
Okay, I'll take it. What about describing your whole career, but this time on a drink? How would you call it, and what would it have?
A drink?
A drink. Let's say I wanna. Yeah, this might sound bad,
Yeah,
but
but
let's say that I
give me
wanna.
an example of this. What would your drink be?
Okay. So for example, on my case, it would have to be okay, a shot with mezcal and Tabasco on.
Nice.
Why? Because
Smoky and spicy.
yeah, and when you drink it, you feel that it's going somewhere. And then when it hits the stomach, you actually feel that if you're not prepared for it, it basically destroys you. So you need to be prepared, you need to enjoy the ride, you need to enjoy the experience, and take it easy, because if you take it too much, it's gonna be a hell of experience. So don't ever try that. So just go easy. So that would be perhaps mine, or
It's good.
or perhaps something, I don't know, like a tequila sunrise, something like that. Something that
Yeah.
you can drink, take it easy, enjoy the ride. But if you play confident and be like, "Pff, I can take all I can," you're like, no, you're gonna get drunk and then it's gonna be horrible. So yeah, something like that would
Those
be
are
a
good.
perfect
I
film.
think that's a perfect balance of you. I can sense that energy about you.
Thank you.
Okay, so then for mine, I think I got it. It would be a martini
Mm-hmm.
uh with three garlic. It would be actually a vodka martini. I
Okay.
do love gin, like gin's my girl, but to be a vodka martini with three garlic stuffed olives, because it's strong,
Mm-hmm.
it gets the job done, and it's also a taste. It has a tasty snack.
Yeah,
And
who doesn't love olives?
you know.
I'll take it. Okay. Okay. Now, like what motivates you? You know, we all have those days that we just want to
Mhm.
quit. It's inevitable, happens to all of us. It doesn't matter what we're doing, we just want to quit. So how you manage to stay positive and optimistic regardless how difficult your situation might be at that point?
Yeah. Uh, expressing gratitude. That's just the key. I mean, that's just the general key to everything, is being grateful for everything that you have in the moment
Mhm.
that you have it. You never know what's going to happen in life, in the world. And just even looking around and saying, I'm grateful for the warm bed that I sleep in. I'm grateful to wake up with snuggles from my cat every morning. And I'm grateful to have a very healthy and loving relationship with my boyfriend of 6 years. All
Yeah.
those things. Um, a wonderful family that supports me. Just all of those things can take any bad situation and make it better. And yeah, yeah, that's how I stay positive every day for sure.
Yeah. And you know, it's things like that that we should actually be considering because sometimes we take things for granted. You know, sometimes we think that we're gonna stay healthy forever, that we're gonna, nothing bad is gonna happen, that everything's gonna stay the same, and we tend to forget that those things can actually change, and at some point you might not have them anymore. So, yeah, I agree on that. That it's better if you are grateful from what you have, because it also gives you the opportunity to actually to actually you to feel good about it, to be like, I
Yeah,
got this. I'm grateful for having it because there's millions of people out there who doesn't have anything of what I do right now.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah, yeah. Especially giving love to your body. Oh, that's so
Hmm.
important. Yeah, yeah. I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my last question is, yeah, so let's say we're gonna make a film out of the episode we just did right now.
Okay.
But you know what is gonna happen? We need a title again. So tell me, what would be the title for that film?
For the film about
The
what?
episode we just did. Yeah, about this episode.
Oh, about the episode. Um, Jamie Hughes is just getting started.
Okay. Because that's gonna
Yeah.
be the title for this video.
Oh, is it?
Hmm.
Perfect.
There
Great.
you
That's
go.
it. That's
All
it.
right. So it's Jamie Hughes just getting started.
Jamie Hughes is just getting started.
Badass. You see, that's why I
Yeah.
was telling that you were a badass. I knew since the beginning. Come on.
I mean, shoot, like we're, what I graduated college after getting a theater degree into a pandemic. And then when we think it's over, the strike happens. So
Yeah.
I'm only 4 years in and I've already done a great handful of things that I'm very proud of. We are just getting started.
Getting started. There you
Yeah.
go. I mean, I'm gonna drop the mic basically because kill it. You kill it
Oh.
here. I mean, at the end, what can I say? It's incredible what you do, but the fact that you are doing it, the fact that you're pursuing it, the fact that you are making it happen. I mean, I can understand how challenging it is, and I think that is one of the things that we, the audience or regular people, don't see. The fact that there are moments on actors that they're having like tough moments, or they don't have like a basic salary to eat, they're like, or to pay rent or to,
Yeah.
like whatever. But the fact that you're doing it, you're pushing forward, you're super positive about it. I mean, I think that's living proof for everyone to be like, you know what, if she's kicking ass, I can kick ass too. So
That's very sweet. Thank you. I hope
there
I
you go.
can inspire at least one person today to go out, chase their dreams, and be grateful for everything you have in life. That's
Absolutely. And I'm super sure that's gonna
and
happen.
again, like we said earlier, it's all in your head. You can literally achieve anything that you put your mind to.
There
It's
you
very
go. There you go. And I also want to thank those who watch this or listen to this. Thank you so much. And as I said in the beginning, in the description below, you're gonna find all of Jamie's social media. Let's make her viral. I mean, we discovered now why she's a total badass. So remember, hashtag Team Jamie because she's incredible. And again, Jamie, thank you so much. Keep killing it. Keep rocking. Have an incredible upcoming weekend. And the last thing is, keep being that incredible, amazing of a sunshine person you are. And hey, I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you so much, Dan.
All right.